Yesterday, I had a call with one of our roll-up companies. I asked them why they wanted to join the roll-up in the first place. And again, if you're new here, a roll-up is just a merger between a few companies with the idea of selling the overall group company for a higher price, right? So let's say we bring 5-8 companies together, we sell them together as one. And we've done almost $1 billion worth of acquisition transactions in acquisitions.com just in the last 5 years. Anyway, so they told me they tried to do it on their own before, like this roll-up thing, but it didn't really work out because companies didn't want to join them when they tried to lead that roll-up. And what happened is that other companies said that they're looking for a partner who is credible sponsor of acquisition, someone who's kind of like done it before, which can give those companies the confidence that they need to move forward, that they can move forward with on this roll-up, that they, you're basically, when you're joining a roll-up, you're joining a business partnership. So they lacked that confidence. And then that's why they didn't join that roll-up with one of the portfolio companies that wanted to do it on their own. So when companies learn that we already have done, or that right now, even in this roll-up, we already have 5 companies interested. I mean, 5 that we want, 8 total that are interested and committed to this roll-up, it immediately boosts their confidence. Plus, of course, the acquisitions.com brand and our track record that helps with confidence to join this. Now, because the thing is that being the first company to sign on for a roll-up is a big task for companies, but knowing that others are already on board for a roll-up, it just helps create this sense of FOMO, this fear of missing out. And it's very similar to the experience that I had with raising capital in my past work in VC and investment banking in Wikix.com, because here's the thing, without FOMO, closing deals is much tougher. But once you secure kind of like that first investor, that first deal, others quickly follow because they don't want to miss out on a great deal, on a great opportunity. So the same principle applies to acquisitions and roll-ups. Having a few companies already committed generates this momentum. It's attracting more companies so much easier. And even I see right now in our network, advisors or scouts at this point, they look to send us more deals. They're willing to do more work because they see there's already momentum going on. And of course, they want to gain from it as well in a form of commission. Plus, when you look at what we're doing, like what we do is we also offer support across various functions in business, like sales, marketing, operations, finance, HR, tech, and more things like that I talked about in different videos. So this overall comprehensive 360 backing is kind of like creating a significant draw to join this, because it's not just joining a roll-up on paper with the promise of exiting, but it's also joining to receive this operational support and community, right? So it's the idea of working with other entrepreneurs, other business owners that are as incentivized to grow the overall business. Because if you have 5 companies in the same sector, everyone doing something else, those owners would much more likely be interested in referring clients and services to each other, because they have interest that the other business will grow, because it will overall grow the business, the overall group that will potentially be able to sell for higher companies. So it's also easier to convince companies about this roll-up idea when they can speak to others that are already involved in a momentum group like this. That's why really, whenever you try to be successful in whatever business endeavor you have, getting that first momentum is the most important thing, because the first 10-20% is the most difficult. But it's kind of like they say that when you fly kind of like I'm thinking about X-Space right now, right, with Elon Musk, the most of the effort is in the takeoff. Like 80% of the effort is in the takeoff, and then it's kind of like going into a cruise control. Same goes in business and acquisitions and making something successful in business. The beginning is the hardest. And the thing is that I'm thinking about the companies that we work with. If they're unsure about kind of like what we're doing, I can also easily put them in touch with those 5 or 8 other companies that already got convinced to join this roll-up. Right? So it's kind of like getting a lead. Think about it, if you're a business owner, it's kind of like when you get a lead for a potential client from a referral of someone who's already successful with you. Like those leads are much more likely to convert and close than a cold lead, right, from cold traffic, because those people already know you. So in our case, those other owners in the roll-up, they may give them different perspectives. If we want to attract a new company, if we connect them to an existing roll-up partner, they can give them a different perspective or allow them to connect better with them or with any other business owner than they maybe would with me personally, for example, right? Because in the end of the day, personal connections matter a lot in this case, because I could present the same offer and let's say 5 other people could try and do a roll-up as well and pitch their own thing, and like also kind of like get a group of companies and buy them and all that and try to sell as a group. And you'll see 5 different outcomes with the same companies, just because it's a different person pitching it. So the personnel is super important as well. Like with us, when we sell the idea of a roll-up, it's much more than just selling this potential better exits. It's a lot about selling the people that you'll be working with, right? A lot of it is, without bragging, it's working with me and my team that, again, a lot of those businesses we helped with in the past. Another concern that mentioned by some of the roll-up portfolio companies that I think will help you is kind of like the fear of cultural issues in a group like that. But the beauty of our current companies is that most come from our acquisitions.com network. Like they are businesses that a lot of them I've helped acquire. Like some of them I've known for nearly 10 years. Some of them just from following me online or joining our accelerator and buying a business with our help. So a lot of those people, they trust me already, and I'm super blessed and grateful to have that opportunity, because I have this personal brand, as small as it is, but it's very specific, it's very niche, it's very secretive personal brand that is only attractive for a very small percentage of people in the world that are interested in roll-ups and acquisitions. So those people that are in my network, they trust me, they know my values and business approaches from following me for years. And it's just making things easier for them to connect with also the rest of the group as well, because the rest of the group usually are like that as well. They also know me for many years, and you see that it's pretty cool to see they immediately connect to each other, because they all came through the same person, they all go through the same training, they all have the same kind of business values and vision because they went through my process. So it's super important, I think, to build that personal brand to attract those people to you, so when they connect, they all see the world in a similar way. Because when people don't see eye to eye, it's a mess, right? Like the roll-ups that I've been involved with that didn't work out, they often fail not because of operational or financial issues, but because of cultural mismatches. Because when people don't see eye to eye, or their views on business and life is completely different, it leads to conflicts. And when there are conflicts in business, that's a mess. Like the biggest problems in business are usually people's problems, right? It's employees, it's partners, it's clients. And also just a lot of those roll-ups fail because there's lack of clear leadership and vision. That also can create a chaos, right? You don't want too many people leading this thing. So this approach that we have adopted for all roll-ups and acquisitions, it ensures that there's perfect alignment for all the parties involved. Everyone is kind of like, they know what they need to do, no one is interrupting them, and they all kind of like work in synergy as a cohesive kind of like ecosystem. Because in our world, acquisition entrepreneurs that we support, they are encouraged to buy companies, and eventually they will most likely want to join a roll-up like this for the benefit of being part of a larger group that want to sell together for a higher price, so that anyone would win and earn more than they would on their own. So it's a win-win for everyone, right? Acquisition entrepreneurs, they buy businesses, then they join a group with more companies like that to get higher valuation. And then we also have advisors that play a crucial role as well by referring businesses to us. And they, of course, receive their compensation for doing that as well. And our role as acquisitions.com is to kind of like orchestrate this entire process and provide support to all the stakeholders, and of course to guide them forward towards this anticipated exit, to go through the kind of like buying process with the potential buyers and the pitching and all that, right? So, which of course it's mutually beneficial setup for everyone that creates win-win situation for everyone. And also it ensures that everyone involved is rewarded for their contributions. So yeah, that's kind of like what I think is still very exciting for me about this world of roll-ups and acquisitions. It's an opportunity to skip the startup phase, to buy your first business, and then to connect with other like-minded people, because entrepreneurship can be very lonely, and a roll-up can create this ecosystem of other members that will help you help each other, right? So that's it for today. Go build yourself a great life. Don't give up. I love you. Bye-bye.